Alrighty. Things are looking good. All right, after a little bit of a technical snafu, we got things back here. Things are looking good. Let me go ahead and mute myself on here. Got things back here. Looking good. Let me go ahead and mute myself on here. Got things back here. Where is it? Looking good. Let me go ahead and mute myself on here. Got things back here.
Alrighty, we're gonna start the 4-person race really soon.
Alrighty, apologies for that. Okay, so what we're going to do is apparently we're having a 4-person stream right here. We're going to have Giocci and Skware1 facing off against each other, as well as Laseki and berlindude. It's the first round of the Mega Man X 100% speedrun tournament, hosted by SpeedGaming Live 2020. Should be a good match since the two that I'm focusing on here, Giocci and Skware1, have very comparable times in this category. Giocci has a personal best of 38.03, which is only a 39-second favorite over Skware1. But as we've seen in previous matches in this tournament, RNG and execution are pretty paramount. And with the added pressure of a single elimination match in this round, 39 seconds can be gained or lost pretty easily in this run. With times below 40 minutes for both Skware1 and Giocci, execution can make or break a run. Just to put it in context, the current world record for this category is 34.54, which is just a 3-minute difference from Giocchi's best time, 4 minutes faster than Square's. But it looks like we're going to get started right here.
Yes, we're getting up into the intro stage. And berlindude and Laseki are pretty close as well. Berlindude has a 36.57. And Laseki is only around 50 seconds behind with a 37.49. I think he got like a 0.1 second PB lately.
Oh, wow.
So, good for him.
Yeah, and this really is like anybody's race with these times being so close. I know a lot of these players kind of get hard on themselves for saying, oh, he has a better time than I do. But it really comes more down to consistency. So like all these different tricks that you're going to be seeing them like going through the bees, to eliminate the time it takes for that highway to fall down. Like they're really anything can happen. Any amount of extra damage that they weren't expecting can really throw a wrench into things. So it's anybody's race.
Yeah, Skware1 got bad RNG, but he luckily picked up health before the second B. Otherwise, he would have gotten 2 double Bs. I explained that in the race before. So when you get 2 double Bs and take 2 bonks of each, you are going to die in the intro stage, and we don't want that to happen.
Absolutely, that's a definite reset. Yeah, so this intro stage for people that aren't very familiar with the game, the idea is that you're racing through this highway. Sigma, who's our new boss, because this is set about 100 years after the events of the original Mega Man series. So Dr. Wily's long gone, but we have Sigma, who's a maverick hunter like X and Zero, who's decided to go rogue. And here's actually the ship that they procured from the Mavericks. So we're going to see what's going on here. And we've got Vile.
Sorry? Yeah, we got Vile coming down. This is a fight we cannot win, so that's why the runners have been taking damage. You have to be below 4 HP, so it's 3 or less, and then the fight will end sooner. Otherwise, if you enter this fight with more than 3 HP, Vile will come up to you, hit you in the face until you're below 3, and that's pretty slow.
And you may also notice that some of these text boxes, well, all of these text boxes are in Japanese. That's because these runners play on the Japanese cart. It saves about, I believe it's about 12 seconds. Optimally exactly. Over the English one. But the good thing about this game is that none of the dialogue is critical to the gameplay. So you don't really need to read it. Even on the English version, you don't really need to read anything.
Right. But, and Meiji is pointing out that this is a possible soft lock location because he found that one.
Oh, yes. I have heard that. I've not... I just got my first Vile skip soft lock the other day, so...
Oh, GG.
Yeah, thank you. I'm trying to get world record for Vile soft lock percentage. So,
nice.
no. But yeah, so here we are in everyone's favorite bird, flightless bird stage, Chill Penguin. In Mega Man X, regardless of what category you're running, whether it's 100%, any percent, or even Buster only, Chill Penguin's always the first stop. Because the idea in speedrunning is to go fast, and the dash boots allow X to move much faster than his standard movement speed. So we're going to see a lot of dashes after they get these boots in the next 30 to 40 minutes here.
And we're having like, it's 5 or 6 seconds difference from BD,
yeah, it's
who was
still
first,
very, very
and
close.
One who was last. Yeah, that's always good.
Yeah, they had solid intro stages. But now that we have the dash boots, we're adding a little bit more of a mechanic here. Trying to get what they refer to here as the no-stop hallway. Trying to get through this bird and these flyers without stopping, ideally.
I actually got it. Like, that's a pretty tight jump to make there, and you have to either mash pretty well, or you have to do specific dash lemons to get through the first ostrich and not get hit there. So Square got it. And BD opting to use some D-boost to get to the penguin door. Everything pretty close, actually.
Yeah, and these snowballs are kind of get to see a little bit of a different flavor between runners. Everybody tends to take that section a little bit differently. There is an optimal route, but the way that these runners get through, as long as you get through comfortably, it doesn't really lose that much time.
Right. And now we have something that loses time. It's the
yes, we do.
Fight. Yeah, so I explained the race before, I'm going to explain it again. He has several patterns he can do. The one you don't want to see is him sliding, because
the one that he's doing for Square 1.
Yeah, exactly. Like, BD got some pretty good RNG and a pretty nice kill time. And Laseki being a few seconds behind, like 10 seconds difference there. Gio getting the kill first, and Square right behind.
There you
It's
go.
pretty close.
Very close. Well, now we're done with one of the birds. See what path
now
these guys are
comes
taking.
the second.
Yep, on to the second bird.
I think all of them are doing E2. Yeah, so they go Eagle second, Gio and Shore. I think
Gio's going.
as well.
Yep. And Square. Yep, everyone's going to Eagle.
Again, I explained before, Iceless is, like, when you get the hang of it, it's okay, but it's a really, really tough trick to learn, and it actually really, really hurts your hands. Like, trust me, I couldn't do, when I was starting this, do 1 hour of Iceless attempts in a row, then your hand is just done. So this is the beginner-friendly route. And it's basically just 20 to 25 seconds you lose tops.
And that little red heart that Gio and Square just picked up, for anyone who's not familiar, this is the 100% category, so we'll be grabbing all 8 of those little heart tanks. There's 1 in every level. You may also have noticed that we didn't pick up 1 in Chill Penguin stage. That's because we actually require the power-up from Flame Mammoth in order to break through the little igloo to get it. So we will be coming back in this run to retrieve that. And that thing that Gio just picked up as well is a... it has a bunch of different names, sub-tank, E-tank. It just stores all of your extra health that you pick up. So if you have full health and you grab a piece of health and pick that up, it's going to fill that tank. Very similar to like Super Metroid, where you have your emergency tanks.
Right, the reserve tanks, exactly.
Yeah, and those will be useful, especially if you accidentally take damage during the Hado section that we'll get to later. And we're picking up our next upgrade, the helmet. Pretty much the most useless upgrade in the game, even casually. Doesn't really do much, besides allow you to break through blocks that might be directly underneath you. It does have a little bit of utility in the Sting Chameleon stage if you do that out of order, with the hallway that drops a bunch of rocks. But we're on the Eagle fight already, up in for Berlin and Laseki. Another RNG masterpiece.
Exactly. What you don't want to see is him diving, and Eagle is the only boss that takes only 2 HP damage from a fully charged Buster. So what you want to utilize here is the dash lemons. So when you dash and shoot a lemon, so a regular shot that X does, it actually does 2 damage instead of 1. And when he's diving...
Berlin. Sorry, go ahead.
You're right. No, you're cool. And Laseki right behind him. So whenever he's diving, you want to charge up your Buster max, so you can deal 2 damage as well. Right, pretty close, everybody.
Gio and Square are almost identical times right here.
Yeah, 3 or 4
Gio a
seconds
little
apart.
bit later. All right, and Berlin, Laseki, both heading to Flame Mammoth. And since they took down Chill Penguin first, all the lava in this stage, which is normally underneath these platforms, is frozen over.
That's some detail I really, really love in this game. Like,
Oh, yeah.
imagine making a game in 1993 and putting this much thought into it.
Oh, Berlin missing the jump.
Ooh, got the quick one afterwards then. So
Blew
when
it.
you break, he got like right in there. So when you break both bottom blocks, you have no chance of getting up there again. So if you break the first one and fall down, that's fine. You can still pick up this. Oh, and
Gio fell. That's
happened
gonna
to
hurt.
Gio.
Yeah, once you, as Miva was just saying, if you break those bottom 2 blocks and fall, like that's it, man. Like you can't get up there. You're gonna have to come back another time.
He should have went for the heart as he's there anyway, but it's okay. So we're gonna finish the stage and come back to it to get the Buster upgrade and to collect the sub tank and the heart.
Yeah, the rest of the stage is pretty simple. It's just really tight platforming. Gio taking a bonk there until you get to the gate, which Gio's at right now. Yeah, realizing that he lost that upgrade, he just burned right through. But the upgrade, if you didn't notice, is the Tri-Stage Buster, or Zero's Buster, which allows you to charge it past the blue point, and then the yellow point, and now a purple point. It also allows you to do the secondary fire of all of the different Maverick abilities that you get upon beating them. So as we saw, Square One just dropped a little ice sled into that enemy to maintain his speed. Gio downing Mammoth pretty quickly.
Yeah, what you want to utilize is you can double hit Mammoth with the Tornado. Oh, and BD getting the off-screen kill, which saves like a second of lag. Pretty good.
Yeah, because you don't want to see it blowing up while you're on screen.
I'm going to take note of when Square enters Kuwenga's stage to see how much Gio is behind. So we can have like a comparison. It's going to be at least 30 seconds, I think.
Yeah. Yeah, Gio coming back here now to try to attempt to get that capsule again. Taking a safer strat. Doesn't want to fall a second time.
I think he wanted to do that on the first attempt as well, but he just fell. Like, when those blocks break, you have a ton of lag, and that can eat your inputs.
Yeah. Hopefully he remembers that he didn't pick up the heart.
I hope so too.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, the other runners are entering. Nice. Meanwhile, the other runners are entering the Kuwenga stage. In my opinion, one of the most technical stages in X1. So this and Manual are really, really, really technical. Yeah, it can be a pain, especially.
I respect it, but I hate it.
Yeah.
I like that most of the stages in this game are very horizontal and linear. This one kind of breaks that mold a little bit by being a very vertical stage. So there's a lot of wall jumps, a lot of really precise wall kicks to get sort of an optimal climb up this tower.
Yeah. Gio's like 45 seconds behind, I think. Still manageable, though.
Yeah, still very manageable.
And we've seen Fly using the Iceless Jump to get the Heart Tank in Kuwenga. We will see a different strat here. Like, you can use the Icelet to get up there.
It's a much
intentional
safer
way. Yeah. The intentional way probably is to come back to the stage after you defeat Kuwenga, and then collecting the heart with it. But yeah, speedrunners don't care for casual strats, so.
Nah. Gio using a little clip here on the elevator. There's an interesting tech in the game in which X can actually kick off of a wall if he's within 7 pixels of it. So standing in that little area and then sort of jumping and wall kicking will give you some iframes to get through some of the enemies that are crashing down and whatnot.
Yeah, and most important thing, you can't walk into those spikes because then you take damage. Like, you have to jump, to kick off them to be safe.
I'm still not good at that. Berlin taking down Boomer pretty quickly. Boomer is one of the worst bosses. I'm sorry. He just is.
Talk about the fight a little bit if you want to.
Yeah, absolutely. The fight, Boomer can do a variety of different things. He can charge at you and then use his little pincers at the top of his head to grab you and toss you into the ceiling. Hopefully, we don't see any of that happen, because it takes a lot of time, it does a lot of damage, and it doesn't get Boomer killed. He can also dash, as I said, and he can teleport into different areas of the arena here, and also throw a boomerang. Ideally, what they'd like to see is him charge at them to start with, like Gio over here, and get into... he missed the jump. You can get into a loop where Boomer will keep trying to pick you up and grab you, and you jump out of it, give him a nice little charge buster shot to the face, lather, rinse, repeat. And if you get into that loop, it is guaranteed to repeat for long enough to get about half of his health. Sometimes it can go the entire duration of the fight, but you know, if you're not lucky but lucky enough to get the loop, you can get him about halfway down. And then the rest of it is just pattern recognition, trying to avoid them. The teleports can be RNG, where sometimes he'll just teleport and come back right on top of you. No avoiding it. Skware is deciding to go to Chameleon.
Yeah, that... I don't know if it was intentional. If it wasn't, then we are going to see the ice, the waterless route, which is relatively rarely seen. So what you can do...
It's a very dangerous route.
Yeah, you can grab the hard tank down there in Chameleon stage without having water in there and without a phantom grab. He's going to use a charged ice sled, I hope, if it was intentional.
Yeah, this stage is another one that reminds us of sort of the Flame Mammoth stage that we were on, where it was frozen over thanks to us having defeated Chill Penguin first. If you defeat Launch Octopus, this area right now where Skware is will be filled with water. So this jump will be a lot easier. Let's see if he gets this.
Nice got it. And he's going to use a full charge back. Oh, he's going to do that one. Nice. Good job.
That made me clench.
It's a little slower, but it gets you the Chameleon weapon a little sooner. So you have the charge C sting, which makes you invulnerable.
Berlindude just took down Spark Mandrill. This is actually a very easy strat that they're doing as far as the ice. You can actually hit him a second time right after his iframes let out by just hitting him again with the ice, whether it be reflecting off of the wall or just timing the straight shot well enough. So you can get two hits on one little cycle there.
Right. And of course, this music is great. We didn't talk about it, but everyone's chat,
the fan favorite.
That has to be maintained. Yeah, gotta mention it once.
Yeah, we will not be singing. Don't worry.
No, we won't. Ooh, Skware getting hit there by Chameleon, so he got a little lucky. He can teleport, and then you're going to lose a few seconds.
And speaking of loops, this little boomerang strategy, every time he gets hit when he's on the wall or hanging off the ceiling like that, he will drop down, jump to the opposite side, and try again. So if you time your boomerang cuts just well enough to knock him down once he gets up top, he'll just infinitely loop that for the fight.
Correct.
Right.
And we're going to see a little more of this stage, of Armadillo's stage, later on, because we have to visit this a total of 5 times.
We're going to see more than a little of it.
Yeah. I hope you prepared some donations, Baron.
To
read out. Okay, BD entering the door at 1654, so we're going to see how much ahead he is compared to Zeki.
With the Skware one, like we said at the beginning, heading back to Chameleon stage because we still have to pick up that heart container. This is 100%. He's electing to use the C Sting or Chameleon Sting power up. It gives you invincibility, so he just uses that to not worry about the enemies, focus on his dashing and jumping. Because the optimal way is if you dash to the end of a dash and then jump, it gives you a little bit of extra distance with that added speed from the dash. And you also, we neglected to mention at the start stage, you get a little bit of extra distance because X gets extra speed when he's running down a slope. So if you jump at the end of those slopes, you maintain that speed while you're in the air. So you get just a little bit extra distance.
Laseki made up like 5 seconds on that Armadillo fight because BD or berlindude got a pretty bad pattern. So he gained like 5 seconds there.
Oof.
It's a pretty close race.
And with some interesting routes thrown into the mix here too.
Yeah, waterless is really, really rare. What
Yeah, I
Square
don't think
1
I've
did.
seen anybody actually even practice waterless.
Yeah, the thing is that you get the sea sting a little late. If you want it early, you try to get it before the eagle fight, because the sea sting is eagle's weakness, and there is not too much use of it afterwards. Of course, you can get easier through stages and use the charged sea sting to be invulnerable. Wow, that's a tough word to say if you're not a native. Just as Square just does in Mandrill stage. He uses a charged sea sting to not take any damage from the enemies.
Yep, and that's quite a utility ability to just be able to invincibility yourself all the way through. Once we
Yeah.
get to the final stages or the Sigma stages, it's going to be quite useful to cut through a lot of what's oftentimes casually very difficult platforming. I was messing around last night and doing some 100 runs and just decided, you know what, let's go Buster only. And by the time I got to Sigma, oof, it just brought me back to being a kid, having no idea how to get through very difficult levels casually.
Yeah, they really are. So, berlindude is entering the boss fight with Octopus. He is also a really RNG heavy boss. He can do his little whirlpools or swirlies or whatever you want.
Which we don't want to
call
say.
them. Yeah, and you don't want to see them because he's invincible in that time. And also, I mentioned it in the race before, his shots can block the shots you're doing. So his missiles and rockets he's shooting can block your rolling shield you're trying to hit him with.
Pretty good
So
fight for
pretty good
Berlin.
battle from berlindude. Yeah, exactly. Let's see what Laseki gets. And there we have a whirlpool.
Ended
That's
in a
what we
good
don't
spot as
see.
well. Ideally, at the end of each boss fight, you want to end as close to the center of the stage as possible, because after the boss finishes exploding, X will then run to the center of the stage to teleport out. And the closer you are there, the less time you take to run to the center.
Yeah, it's
So
the
you'll-
only NES X game X does that in.
Yeah, you'll see Laseki, yep, take a little step to the left there to get into
Yeah,
the
like
center.
two swirlies. So a little bit worse RNG than berlindude. You can jump into the swirlies and mash out of them. Or there was one technique where you can like guarantee that he doesn't kill you, because every time you get caught, he's gonna drain your energy. And if you do wrong inputs, like, you can get infinited, so he will just kill you, and there's nothing you can do there.
You see Berlin up here at Green Biker Dude that Square was at earlier. Took him down pretty quickly. Optimally, you're going to want to throw 18 boomerang cutters and then the rest with dash lemons, and you can take him down pretty quickly. Another one that, when I was doing Buster only last night, takes a very long time.
Yeah, because boomerang is weakness, and it's unfortunately the weakness from chameleon as well. So we have to maintain 10 boomerang shots to kill chameleon quickly in the end. Otherwise, that fight can take a pretty long time.
Oh, absolutely. Speaking of chameleon, we got Geo popping into chameleon now. Slightly hard to tell between Geo and Square 1 thanks to the different routes, like how things are going.
Yeah. Square got his penguin visit done, so that's like almost a minute, a little less, that he's ahead on that one. And yeah, he finished chameleon already. So Octopus will be Square's final stage.
Yeah, Laseki taking a slightly safer strategy of jumping all the way to where the heart tank and chameleon is below the water, tossing a boomerang and then quickly jumping back, and the boomerang follows behind him. A lot less dangerous than waterless.
Yeah. Miss Metroid is asking a question. Square didn't grab that thing on the mountaintop before this boss. Wasn't he supposed to? Yeah, he is, but luckily we are coming back to the stage like 4 more times and has the chance to grab it afterwards. Like, I'm doing it on the revisits as well, because I messed up the heart like when I was a little worse. I messed up that
Review
grab
having some
quite
trouble
often.
on the heart there, but he got it.
Yeah, we got it. And so you can do these later on. And
Yeah,
yes,
the way that the
H9
visit-
also 100% routes. Sorry, Baron, go on.
No, you're fine. I interrupted you. The way that the visits work, people used to think that you need to actually climb that mountain at the end above the entrance to Armadillo stage and collect that health. You really just need to see it. Seeing it counts as a visit. So as long as that sprite shows up on your screen, you got yourself a visit. We're going to need, I believe, 4 in total. And
5 in
then
total. So you do 4 revisits and you see it once on the
on the playthrough of Armadillo's stage the first time. Yeah, you're right. And then we get probably one of the most tedious Easter eggs in Capcom history.
You're right.
But it's a quite useful one at that, so it's worth the struggle of going through and dying a bunch of times.
Yeah.
It also keeps speedrunners humble.
It does. So, if you want to do any percent and you're not collecting any of them, you save so much time not revisiting that the world record for any percent currently is 3 minutes and 54 seconds ahead of world record in Hundo. So it's quite a bit of a detour you take.
Yeah, because even run optimally, each revisit for Armadillo takes anywhere from 20 to 40 seconds. And if you do it poorly, as I tend to do, it's about a minute each time.
Okay, we have to take care that BD doesn't die here. He took one. Okay. You can use that C-Sting to just barely get the E-Tank there or the Sub-Tank there and get out of the boulders, spikes just in time. And if you mess up one movement, that can be a little tricky to do. But you nailed it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna check when Skware enters the Armadillo stage, because then we can see how much Gio is behind. It's way, way less than I thought it would be.
Oh yeah, Gio's making up a bunch of time.
Yeah.
He's doing some really tight maneuvering.
So 25:07 for Skware. And let's see when Giocci will enter this. I think it's less than 30 seconds. Close to it. So you see berlindude and probably every runner jumping on the cards on the final ride. That's because you don't want to spawn the birds because they create a ton of lag. 22 seconds difference between Giocci and Skware run, so that's good.
Another addition to when you take out Chill Penguin, how it freezes over Mammoth stage, and when you take down Storm Eagle, it destroys part of the power plant for Spark Mandrill. When you take out Boomer, it actually adds 2 more birds at the end of Armadillo's little ramp. So the jumping after you defeat Boomer becomes a lot more tight. You still have the potential of missing a jump by maybe a frame or 2, and you'll spawn 1 bird at the end, which doesn't happen if you come here before Boomer.
Oh, drop you the knowledge. I didn't know that. Thank you.
Yeah, did a lot of research last night. That was one that I was not aware of.
Yeah, I didn't know that actually, and I'm playing this for 4 years.
Yeah, this is a game that I've played since 96, and I never knew that.
Same here, brother. Same here. So, I think berlindude is on his final visit, so if he did everything correctly, he should see the Hadoken capsule there. And important is you have to get there with max health, and there it is. Nice. 26:51 capsule for him. And we'll check Laseki's time to see the time difference. You're right, Wolfman. You are very right. Okay, berlindude entering the Sigma stages, and Laseki should be at the capsule now at 27:22. That's 31 seconds difference between Laseki and berlindude, so still pretty close. And yeah, BD is taking intentional damage here because there is another wild fight coming up that we can't win. And so we need to get ourselves down to 6 HP or less, and then we'll be able to get the fast fight again.
And all these Vile stages we can't win. I wonder if there's ever going to be an opportunity for us to take Vile down.
Let's see, Baron. Let's
I don't
see.
know. We'll have to stay tuned. And BD right here is going to jump up off the wall here and catch that door, because if X decides to touch the floor there, it will start a cutscene. This is known as the Vile Skip. This is also another opportunity for you to soft lock the game, so hopefully it doesn't happen there.
Yeah, by the way, Giocci being 20 seconds behind only to Square One, that's pretty good considering he had that mishap in Mammoth
It's
stage.
the Buster Capsule, yeah.
And BD didn't soft lock, that's good. And Laseki getting the skip as well. Like, you can do it a little tighter, but if you want to play it safe, you just grab the right-hand wall and just, let yourself get into the door. So don't touch the ground. As soon as you touch the ground, you're gonna spawn Armadillo.
Berlindude is going to use the first iteration of the Hado. Just take a couple steps to the right, turn around as Vile jumps over you every time, and just throw that Hadouken right into him. So now we don't have to worry about these impossible fights anymore, because Vile's gone. At least for Berlin, he is.
Yeah, and Avery asking, why did Berlindude shoot the weapon during the skip? Like, you have to shoot the rolling shield for the skip to work. It's mandatory. You can be as fast as you want to if you don't shoot the rolling shield. There, I think I misspoke there.
Yeah.
So you have to shoot the rolling shield, otherwise the skip doesn't work. I don't know why.
Yeah, you can still skip the scene where Vile and Zero come down and talk and then dash off and go fight. You can still do that, as everyone has done thus far, but without firing that rolling shield. You're just going to stand there while the text box finishes, and Vile won't start fighting you yet, like he is now. That text box will just keep going, and then when it's completed, he'll charge after you if you don't use that rolling shield.
Wolfman asking, how much time does Berlin have left? He's going to enter the final boss fight of the Sigma 1 stage. After that, it's like maybe 8 more minutes. It always depends on how you do.
Yeah, the Sigma stage is it's a lot more execution intensive. So expected times and what actually happens, particularly with the stress of a single elimination round tournament here, anything really can happen. But as far as an estimate, probably around 37, 38 minutes for Berlin.
Berlin getting a 30-30 split on the bow spider, so we're gonna check how far behind Laseki is. Got the Hadouken as well. It's gonna
About
be like
16 seconds.
52. Yeah, it's gonna be a 22-second lead for Berlin. So Giocci going up to the Kuwanger fight, while Square One is entering also bow spider fight.
And this fight casually as well is very painful. You do not want to miss the Hadouken opportunity on bow spider. You do not.
You do not. Otherwise, it's any percent if you don't have any sublanes left.
Absolutely. Bow spider's weakness is the ice shotgun, however, if you do find yourself being forced to fight them casually. And another thing that's very obnoxious is there's an opportunity for bow spider to drop her babies, as I call them, down below, which have an RNG pattern of crawling on the ground, and they can get in your way, just like what happened to Gio right here. So that made him hesitate just a little bit, just to play it safe, to get a better pattern here. Yeah. There you go, and he got it on the second drop.
Yeah, 42 seconds difference between Giocci and Skware. Luckily, Square One made up. Luckily for Giocci, Square One made a little mistake on Penguin, but he got a good backup.
Mm-hmm. What you want to do on the Penguin revisit is he's going to shoot shotgun ice every single time, no matter what. He's trying to be a little bit nicer to us for the RNG on the first round by giving us a sure thing by shooting a shotgun ice at us at the revisit. What you want to do is jump over that towards Penguin, drop, do your quarter circle input, and shoot that Hado right at him before he gets his second round off. So let's see if Gio can pull that off here.
He did.
Perfect.
Nice.
Yep.
Really nice fight from Berlindude against Wrangler Banga. He killed one eye with the Hadouken and missed the other one because it didn't move, but got a one cycle nose kill. That's really good. 32-50 split.
Yeah, for the one cycle, you need to hit that nose 4 times. And you don't have a lot of opportunity to do that, particularly with the iframes and wall jumping at the same time. It's very technical.
So BD coming up for another skip, trying to do wrong weapon.
It still worked.
Yeah, you've seen him taking damage there. Like, that's a really nice way to get a perfect setup that you don't mess it up. So you're gonna get bumped by the shot from the turret, exactly where you need to be for the. Oh, nice! You got a health drop. Exactly where you need to be to get the skip done. So good job there.
All right, and Laseki coming up. We'll see if he uses the same boomerang cutter strategy that berlindude just opted for. Nope, just right into it.
Ooh, BD missed the air Hadouken. He's going for a backup Hadouken. If he comes down, he doesn't. That's unfortunate. Sometimes he can come down and, like Chameleon can come down and try to hit you with a stun.
Oh, Gio with the blue eye. Hotto's that.
Oh, him.
That's unfortunate. He took damage there.
Ooh, nice backup though.
Nice recovery.
Okay. Didn't miss the one cycle, but it's fine.
Gio with a very good rang to bang as well.
One going for the easy setup as well. For the Dillo skip. It's still pretty tight between basically everybody.
Yeah. So far, all 3 Dillo skips. The Dillo skip does have a tendency to sometimes just not work for you. Because the way that works is that if you pan the camera up, which there's a little red dot we're going to see on Gio's screen here shortly, that's right before the door on the ground. If you put your foot a little bit ahead of that, you're going to pan the camera up. And that's what actually triggers Armadillo coming down. And so if you get the Dillo skip and just get excited and dash jump your way towards the next section, you're going to trigger Dillo coming down because you're going to pan that camera up on that jump. You're going to want to get through that hallway that Gio just got through without jumping.
If Giocci gets the Hadouken, he's going to save quite a bit of time because Skware didn't go
Good
for
setup.
it.
I don't think he's going to get sniped.
Nice.
There you go.
Got
Good
it.
job, Gio.
So that is less than around 22 seconds apart. So pretty nice. 35-23 kill.
Ooh.
BD
Oh no. Berlin.
Ooh, 2 lemon Hadoukens. So what can happen when you press the shoot button too quickly, X will first shoot a lemon and then shoot the Hadouken. So it's not as tight a window as when you play Street Fighter. Like you have a few frames to do your input.
And that's probably just nerves. Berlin is a very consistent Hotto shooter. Just rushing it just a little bit.
That's a race.
See if we get this Dom Dukin. Nope, just going to take for safer backup strategy
Ooh,
there.
nice backup. Ooh, that was a tough pattern from D-Rex. Laseki not going for it and getting a good pattern as well.
Same idea.
Close race.
Very, very close. Maybe 3-4 seconds.
And Square One is like 1 Maverick ahead of Giocci right there.
There you go. And that's optimally the way that you want to do that Mammoth revisit. Just take a couple steps forward because that conveyor belt is going to push you a little bit faster. Just turn around, shoot a Hadouken, catch him right on the toe. Not wasting too much time, not letting him hit the ground and stun you.
Okay, we are entering the Sigma stages for berlindude and Laseki.
Very tight between those two.
Pretty tight.
It's really going to be a matter of RNG on the 3rd stage of Sigma here. But first we're going to see Velgarder.
Giocci going for the Hadouken on D-Rex, as you can watch it now. That's a thing he does pretty consistently. Hope I didn't jinx him.
Yep. It's a safe as I say that.
Ooh. But he got the backup. Well. Okay, berlindude and Laseki will be super, super close. This is going to be a tight finish. So we'll see what happens.
Square's climbing up to get involved in the final Sigma fights. And Gio will be quick behind him as well.
Laseki getting a little trolled by the claws. Like, they are the ones that make or break a run in here. Like, either they can let you up immediately, they can shove you down, you can take damage. And
there you go, berlindude.
GG. Yeah, Laseki getting a little tough RNG there. And GG to Laseki as well.
Very good. Both sub 38 are very, very respectable times.
Berlindude ending with an official time of 37:47, and Laseki having a 37:59. 12 seconds, wow. So, let's see what happens to Square One. If he plays this perfectly, he's going to take the win.
Oh.
Loss again.
Not bad, though. It
Nice.
stopped.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Yeah, when you miss, you can only have one rolling shield on screen at the same time. So when you miss one,
You have to wait for it to explode. And the rolling shield, I believe, is the only ability that actually damages Wolf Sigma other than a fully charged Buster.
Exactly, and the rolling shield does 2 HP, while a pink charge Buster shot does only 1 HP. So when you do this Buster only, it's going to take 32
to say the least.
shots to kill. So, and Giocci getting up. And
there you
9.
go. Very tight.
So, Square One finishing with an official race room time with a 38:47. And Giocci with a 39:03. So that's been 16 seconds only as well. Wow, we had awesome, awesome races. Unfortunately, we are out of time, and we have to get out of this right now, I got told, because we have the next thing
we're not
coming
welcome here anymore, so but
all right. So please follow all the runners. They are all awesome, all having a good time. You can talk to anybody in the community. And yeah, thank you
and
for
myself
coming with me, Karen. All right.
Yeah.
Have a good one, guys.
Have
Goodbye.
a great day. Enjoy the races. Enjoy the tournament.